Welcome to the new land. Michelle and I have claimed about an hour's drive outside of the center of Stockholm. I want to show you this place. I've already fallen in love with it. It's going to be the backdrop of so many of my future videos here on this YouTube channel. And there are opportunities on this land and on this old farm, which it essentially is, that I haven't had previously on this channel. And I'm really stoked to show it to you. I think you'll like it. So let me take you on a little tour. So here we go. Let me show you the main house first. There's a lot of sun, so you're gonna see some lens flares here. This is the old house that we have moved into. It is about 300 years old, was built in the 1700s, which is kind of wild. It is very well kept. And inside it's beautiful. I'm not gonna show you the inside today, but we have just taken it over from a couple that have, at least for the moment, moved to the United States, and now it's ours. So we're going to be welcoming another couple into the house very soon, friends of ours, because we really just believe in the power of community in this time. But this is the house. So I'm going to first take you on a tour around the garden. So what we will be doing in this garden is to create a lot of raised beds. But here you can see this beautiful garden. We have a tree here, a pear tree with an enormous amount of pears on. Some of them have started falling because it is at the beginning of September after all. Let me show you some of them. I mean, this is one of the most abundant things of having a garden, is that you get to make juices and food, and in this case, various kinds of jams and things like that. Maybe I'll go on the other side. Here we go. Look at that. Remarkable. Has so much fruit, this one. So here, down here, I don't know that we're gonna be using this one, but down here is an earth cellar. We may chop our way into it. I don't know if you can see the roof there. It's quite a big one. Earth cellars, for those of you who don't know, are quite common in Sweden. And what's amazing about them is that whether it's summer or winter, they never freeze. And well, I guess it's based on thermal heat, so geothermal heat. And for storing things throughout the winter, it is just remarkable. So here we're gonna have a lot of raised beds, or at least that's the plan for now. You can see you can have a ton of them here. Here you see the front of the house. The season for this is starting to end now, but it's beautiful, as you see. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the more exciting things for me. I mean, I love the garden, but we actually have legit barns here. And here is an earth cellar that is much easier access. This is probably one we'll actually end up using. People back in the days, man, they were ingenious. So here, it's of course a little messy here. May need to clean it up a bit. And also, I'm gonna see if I can put on a headlamp here, so that you have the opportunity to actually see what's in there. I don't think this camera's gonna pick it up. Let's see. There. I really need to crouch. I don't think people were that small back in the days, even though they were shorter. This is not high tech, right? But it's ingenious. It beats what we have today in so many ways. Look here. The problem with this is that there's mold here, and so we cannot store things so easily. It's humid, and so we may need to put it in plastic boxes, and I don't want to stay in here for long because I can feel the spores in my lungs immediately. Maybe we'll be able to get rid of it, but I don't think we're even going to try such a project. So we'll probably just put things that are properly sealed down here. My lungs don't like it, even just that little time. Whew, good to be out. So let me now take you into this westernmost barn. So here we are. Big barn. We're not playing around here. A full 3 entrances. I'm going to take you into this first. There's of course a ton of storage space. Just put my winter tires in here after moving out, or moving in, rather. So all of this wood here is from previous residents of this house. We'll just need to get rid of it. I think what we'll do is, to the extent that it's possible, we'll chop it up and turn it into firewood. I think this wood here is safe. You know, if it's covered, if it's really treated with all kinds of chemicals and stuff, it can be pretty bad to burn in your fireplace, in an open fireplace particularly. If it's a closed fire, it's not nearly as bad. Let's go up. Here we go. This has been used as a studio. Yeah. See behind me? It's a lot of space. Turn this off. Right on. Here we go. So with this space, really the sky's the limit. We may use this for various kind of workshops. We may use it for some kind of social space in the summertime. Even at the height of summer, I think we could have people here stay as guests, but we would need to work on this a bit. So this, of course, is an old barn, if I didn't already say that explicitly enough. And under here, actually, if you can see here, there's this. I wonder if the gimbal technology has improved a little bit since I bought this one. I have a DJI Osmo, and it keeps just wandering. So please ignore the wandering of the gimbal. It's not following my instructions. But anyway, down here this is the grain chute. So the grain would come up here, and then I guess it would be filtered or separated, the wheat from the chaff, somehow around here, and then going down there. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but you can even see, what's that? That's grain. Still there. So now I'm going to take you to my workshop, because a man needs a man cave, right? That's where I'm going to do all kinds of projects coming up. You know, I used to be an academic, or I'm from an academic family, and due to my changes as a person over the last many years, I just completely changed my focus, and I'm now becoming very much somebody who loves craft and working with my hands and all kinds of things. So here we are, it's a mess. An old drill that isn't working, because yeah, it's just not working. A little bit of extra gas in case we need it. Yeah. The funny thing with old places like this is that they have places to go poo-poo outside. So let me take you now over to the other side. This is where one of our big projects is ongoing right now, and it relates to energy. And I'm going to be making future videos for you on this, but here you go. These are our first 3 cubic meters, and because people in Sweden, as in Europe as a whole, the people who are awake at least, they know what's coming. And so it's been almost impossible to get firewood, or you've had to be really, really, really early. And culturally, it's birch that's the most popular in the Scandinavian countries, at least in Norway and Sweden. I don't know about Denmark. And they were just completely out. And so we had to get spruce. So this is 3 cubic meters of spruce. We have sorted it a bit. Here are some smaller ones. Here we go. So we just sorted this. And we're facing a storm in Europe and in the world in general this winter. Of course, as always, the developing countries are going to be hit the worst. But we're already seeing protests across Europe because people understand that the consequences that we all have to pay individually for incredibly high electricity, it's intentional, and people are starting to see it. Like, this is based on intentional policies, and then that's being covered up with blaming global warming and Vladimir Putin. But right now, around Europe, countries like Germany has gone completely crazy with this, are closing down all of their power plants, supposedly because they want to save the planet and la-di-da. In the middle of an energy crisis, I think it was just a few days ago that Germany closed down an additional 2 coal plants and 1 nuclear plant. And people notice. Of course they notice. It's not like people are dumb. Our politicians are, but people are waking up. And all across Europe now, there's protests. And so that's why I'm going to be doing a future video on how to think about electricity, especially if you're in Europe, because I understand Europe the best. But of course, if you're in America or even the developing world, there's going to be things to know and learn about that if you haven't already gotten yourself up to speed. So finally, let me just take you on a little stroll. And I am really grateful that you are here with me. You may remember that I shared our hunt for a new house earlier, and finally we have it. So here is where they used to keep animals. This is a big building, really big. And it's a little bit difficult to get in here. I haven't fully explored this one, but it would be nice to one day see this barn be up and running again. But of course the EU needs to pull back on their draconian climate policies that is basically shutting down agriculture all over Europe, leading to a coming famine, which is not fun, but it's the fact. And this is one of the things that we will be covering, of course. I'm not quite sure what is here, or what used to be here. I guess cows, because these pens are quite big. And then something smaller over here, maybe. It's just what a special experience to be walking into history like this. 300 years old. You're in a 300 years old barn, people. Here you can see the animals could drink. If you have an idea what animals were in this barn based on what you're seeing, let me know in the comments below. I don't know how old this ladder is, but it looks sturdy enough. Wow. Wow, guys. Look at this. Look at this. I'm just going to check that this wood holds me. It is 300 years old after all. But it does. I don't know when this was last used, but there is a chance that there might be some loose floorboards or something around here. So I'm gonna be a bit careful. No way! There's a trailer over here. Now that doesn't look very old. Oh yeah, so you can access it from that side. Wow. You see the bird? Oh, it flew back out. Did you see the bird though? I wonder if there's a big bird nesting in here. Look at that. This is some old electronics right here. Look at these circuit boxes. So we have this proper trailer that we maybe can use. I mean, we have a trailer, but this is a bigger one than the one we have, so I don't know. I don't know who would be using this. Wild. That's about it, really. I could show you a bit more. I could show you further up on the land, show you the road up to where there's hunting happening, but I'm not gonna. At the end here, as I look through the gaps in the floor, just making sure that I don't fall through, I'm gonna take you to a view. Here we go. Yeah, well, it's not the best view right here, but here you can see, oh yeah. This is like rural Sweden. I'm from Norway and the land is a bit more exciting there, but you can see there's a lot of beautiful trees there. The trees in Sweden are more exciting than in Norway. It's a much more, the botany is more diverse. So this is my new land. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I'll see you around in the next video.